You have definitely played video games and wondered if you could actually grow a perfect blockhead in real life. What would actually happen if you took a tiny baby and locked their head inside a solid metal square box for 20 years? You probably think their head would just explode like a watermelon under pressure, or they would instantly lose all their brain cells. But the human body is incredibly weird, and the terrifying answer is actually yes, you can totally grow a square head. To understand this completely cursed biology experiment, we have to look at how babies are actually built. When you pop out into the world, your skull is not just one giant solid bowling ball of bone. If your skull was solid bone on day one, your giant head would absolutely destroy your mom on the way out, and your brain would never have room to grow. Instead, a baby skull is made of several different puzzle pieces of bone floating on incredibly soft, squishy tissue called fontanelles. Basically, a newborn baby's head is just a biological bag of thick bone soup mixed with squishy Play-Doh. Because the brain grows incredibly fast during the first few years of life, those floating bone plates have to expand outward to make room. So if you tightly strap a rigid square box around that squishy baby head, the growing brain has absolutely nowhere to go except into the corners. Your brain operates on the exact same physics as a water balloon trapped inside a jar. It does not care what shape the container is, it just needs enough total volume to keep expanding. As the brain pushes outward, the soft floating bone plates are forced to grow flat against the hard walls of the square box. The bone cells just shrug their shoulders and say, "Fine, I guess we are building a cube today." Eventually, by the time you are an adult, those bone puzzle pieces finally lock together and fuse into solid rock. If you take the box off on your 18th birthday, you would literally walk around with a permanent, solid bone square head. Now you are probably wondering if doing this turns you into a complete idiot because your brain got squished. But historically, humans have actually been doing this exact weird body modification for thousands of years. Ancient civilizations like the Mayans and the Huns used to tightly wrap wooden boards around their babies' heads. They did not make squares, but they purposely stretched their skulls backwards to look like tall alien cones because they thought it looked super attractive and rich. And historians prove that these cone-headed people were just as smart and functional as anyone else in the tribe. Your brain is so incredibly adaptable that as long as you do not shrink the total volume, it just happily rewires itself to fit the new weird shape. You would still be able to do math, play video games, and complain about the internet just like a normal round-headed person. But trying to make a perfect sharp square would actually be extremely dangerous for a few terrifying reasons. First of all, the sharp 90-degree corners of a square box would create massive pressure points on the skin. The skin trying to stretch into those sharp corners would lose blood flow and immediately start rotting away in a super gross way. Second, the placement of your eyeballs and jaw would get completely warped by the flat walls, giving you a completely terrifying monster face. Your eyes might get pushed dangerously far apart or bulge out of your skull because the eye sockets got crushed by the flat box. And most importantly, if you try this as a fully grown teenager or adult, it absolutely will not work at all. Your adult skull is already fused completely solid, so putting your head in a tight box will just give you a massive headache and weird bruises. So yes, the science says you can absolutely grow a human head into a square, but the side effects are completely not worth it. You would have to buy custom hats for the rest of your life, and you would definitely scare children at the grocery store. Please do not torture any babies with geometry just because you really love playing video games. Your round, perfectly normal bowling ball head is already doing a great job keeping your brain safe. Hit that subscribe button right now before I force you to wear the square box for a whole year.